Right, it is recording now. So what did you think of it, Oliver? The episode? Was it series 2 episode? The 4th episode?
It's 5th, isn't it? Yeah, 5th.
5th episode. What did you think of it?
I think it was bogged down. Worse than looks, better than Robot Invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of it was bogged down by all the moments that took you out of the episode.
I really enjoyed it personally.
Really, like in between.
I think it was.
What?
I think it was just complicated. I think it was just an overcomplicated story. Because
Yeah,
I still. So he was so the main antagonist. He was sort of motivated by resentment towards the gods because they hadn't recognised his work, and it wasn't. But I thought it was very well produced. I thought it was visually quite an appealing episode.
Yeah,
like,
but that Disney remakes look good.
Yeah, but I like the inclusion of the I like the art bits. The visual.
The art bits.
Oh yeah,
when they're having the hair. Yeah, the window.
But that's
thing.
only twice though.
Yeah, but it happened a few times.
It happened twice.
Yeah,
It happened
but it looked
twice.
nice.
Well, yeah, that's a good part of it.
And then the Doctor's bit was just real.
I thought the weakest part of it. What this episode really drove home is how emotional he is. I think he's way too emotional for a Doctor. But when the guy the main hairdresser who originally owned him,
yeah,
and it turns out that he sort of betrayed the Doctor, and then the Doctor's like, "Don't touch me." I think that was too much. I think he was not overreacting, but I think
it felt like we'd not seen enough.
he cried again as well.
Well, yeah, he cries
think
every episode.
That's becoming, I think, too much. That he cries every episode. I think
He didn't cry in the last episode.
didn't he?
No.
Well, he wasn't in it, so it doesn't
No.
count. If he had been in it
He
more,
wasn't even in it.
if he'd been in it more,
He was pretty emotional then as well.
Yeah, but I think this was a weaker episode, but visually appealing. I like the spider thing.
Yeah.
And like the idea of the web.
I thought that could have been explored a bit more.
Yeah, I think it was a bit. It was confined to this barber shop, and the like you said, the idea of the window being a visual representation of their stories was underused.
Yeah.
It was a good story, but not fully realised.
I liked the bit where he said he called it the World Wide Web.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they said that they'd used it.
Yeah,
that just confused me though.
Well, I didn't. So the woman who was, I think, in a relationship with the main antagonist, and then just, do you know who I mean?
Oh, the woman who was like with the Doctor, with the Doctor.
With the Ruth Doctor.
Yeah.
I didn't understand who she was or what her problem with the Doctor was.
Yeah, I was trying to think like who she was, and then I was like, yeah, we don't know who she is.
Exactly.
That's what's going to happen.
I think what also annoyed me is when it did do the, how do you describe it? When it sort of switched, the camera sort of flipped round and then.
Oh, and it was Ruth.
Yeah, obviously, I think Ruth is good as a character.
Yeah.
The Ruth Doctor. I think she.
Well, we've not really seen much.
If she had if she had become the Doctor,
I feel like she would be alright because she's more serious.
She's more serious, but she is the physical embodiment of what of the timeless child alteration to
it took me
the
out of the
origin
episode,
story.
to be honest.
It really did. I was up until that point, I was like, this is good. I'm enjoying it. I like the idea, and then that really was like, oh great, they've brought her back. That's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Which I was not.
The Doctor scene also took me out of the episode because I was like, oh look, all the Doctors, wow. Look,
I like that
Yeah.
bit. I like the end bit when it was like bits on all the television.
I feel like it just feels like it shouldn't be in a normal episode. It felt like it was trying to be a more grandiose episode.
Like a special.
It just really wasn't.
Yeah. I think it was just, as we said before, a good episode but poorly realised.
Yeah.
But visually stunning. I thought it was a really attractive looking episode, very vibrant.
I feel like they should have split the episode into 2 different ideas because I feel like it's 2 good ideas smushed together.
Yeah, but I thought the actual the spider thing was quite a cool concept. The way it was walking along the web and the sort of I thought it was an interesting.
Wasn't it? I had the interpretation that it was going backwards on it because he was trying to cut the gods off because they hadn't given.
They just didn't explore it. Really.
Yeah,
they just sort of it was like, oh, it's going to go. And
there was a
gods.
lot to know in that.
It wasn't like oh, this is how it's going to do it. This is where it's going. It was just like, oh, there's a spider on a web. So again, it's just poorly realised, but the concept, the idea of this web existing is cool. Like if they bring it back, the idea of this web again,
they need to explain it more because I still don't true. I know it's the big web of
So
like
it's so it's
stories,
like supposed to
but-
be like the blood of the gods, whatever that means, woven, and it sort of connects humans to the gods. Is that what it was? And I didn't
Yeah,
really
exactly.
understand it. I didn't. Yeah, exactly. It's overly like my sister when she finished it. It was like I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, my mum did make a joke, but my grandmother,
Yeah.
and she spends a lot of time with my grandmother, and we were like, but I don't think that's the primary reason for it.
No. It feels like it was like if Midnight was done. Not Midnight. What's the one? The Well. It's like if The Well was done badly.
Yeah, like lots of very, very cool ideas, but poorly
Yeah.
realised. I didn't like the fact that the barber shop he goes to in the episode.
Yeah.
That's just sort of just dropped. Like, oh, he goes to this barber shop.
Yeah, we've
It's
never
been.
seen it. Like, there's not a period set in stone where he was been on his own.
Oh,
and
actually,
traveling.
I say that.
I don't remember.
I didn't mean it. So they did a prequel to the episode, a comic
Did they?
book that explains how the Doctor knows.
They're just
The
all
man-
these people.
Yeah. So actually, I think in fairness, we've not done the prep for it. Almost. You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
nobody has done the prep.
No,
for
but
it,
you
though.
still it exists, so it's not. You can't really blame the show for us just not getting more information.
Yeah, but as a show, it's like no. I bet nobody knows about it.
No,
Nobody
I think
knows
no,
about
but
it.
it was on Instagram. It was so like I follow them on Instagram. They have this thing.
Yeah, but most people aren't gonna
Well,
read it, and most
like,
people aren't gonna
They
know
should
about
just
it.
put it in the show.
Yeah.
Well, it's like it's a comic though. That's the thing. And it was because they've got an announcement thing called the Subwave Network, which is I like that. The Subwave Network.
The Subwave Network.
The episode with the Crucible and Davros and the Daleks and the Earth gets moved,
Oh yeah.
and they use it to
With
communicate
Dave
with the Doctor. The
Is that the one with the bees?
No, yeah, that starts off with the bees, and it's like all of his companions can communicate through it,
Right.
and
Well,
Harriet
actually-
Jones is like she's like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then Captain Jack appears, and then Rose appears, and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's called that. Anyway.
Oh no, Rose wasn't.
Well,
on
she
the
was
actual thing.
present anyway. I'm
Yeah.
getting distracted. Basically, on there they put the link to the actual comic saying, "Read this. This is a prequel to the episode. It'll give you some context to what happens." And like, yeah, I guess that's an error to do that. But like, there's so much of Doctor Who media exists in other forms. It's not just a television show. There's so much of it is audiobooks where you can get more information about stuff.
Yeah, but like they should have shown. They should have been like, because I got the feeling that the Doctor went from Ruby like almost straight to Belinda.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that is an issue. Well, not an issue. That's
Like
just,
if they'd have been like oh, the Doctor's been travelling a while, then yeah. Like, oh, that's where he was before. But no.
The at the end of the last episode, he hadn't met Belinda yet.
yeah, well, the thing about Doctor Who is a huge amount of it you just don't see.
Yeah, that's
A
true.
huge amount of it is not actually what is in, like the Tom Baker. A huge amount of his stuff as the Doctor is just not, you don't see it. Like all the
Paul
story.
McGann.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, or like
Yeah.
just the Doctor's having a conversation. He's like, "Oh, I did this with whatever." That just you don't see that in the episode. That's why the actual age of the Doctor is much longer because you don't see everything that happens to them. That's why they're so old. But you only see a small amount of their life as each companion, as each incarnation.
It's still just like a bit though.
But they at the start they referenced the comic and then so it's
Did
just
they?
yeah. So his first story when he's getting
With
his
the
hair
fire.
cut. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's what the actual thing is. I mean, I've not read it.
That is true.
Obviously, I've not read it, but that is the context to it. That is the context.
Yeah.
What was? Oh, it's the what's it called? Not Eurovision.
Oh, it's gonna be
Well, it's the next
Eurovision.
one.
Interstellar Song Contest is next. Looks interesting.
It looks interesting.
I like Rylan. He's an amusing TV personality.
Is that the guy with like the really smooth face?
Lots of people have smooth faces.
No, but like he's like clearly been
Yeah.
right.
like Botox.
Wait,
And that.
no, that's we've only been doing it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to cut out about a minute, and
Right.
all this is gonna have to be cut out.
Okay. Right. Well, I think the next episode will be good.
I feel like it's gonna be better. I think it's gonna be better.
Well, it should be better.
It's either gonna be worse or it's gonna get better.
But like then
As
again,
opposed to what?
Stay the same.
but then again, why are they there?
Why? Who? Where?
Why is the Doctor Belinda
Yeah,
there?
but why are they anyway?
Yeah,
They just travel.
exactly.
They just travel.
The tar-
They just,
the
it's just
tar-
like the TARDIS just lands.
It
in
takes
places.
like-
him where he needs to be.
Yeah, but surely there's more important areas that are in more
Yeah, but it's a
danger.
time
No, but
travel,
he's
isn't
not.
it?
He doesn't spend his life being like, right, I have to go and save
Yeah, he's
people
a
because
time
Yeah,
if
but
he,
that's where the TARDIS sends him.
not always, sometimes.
Yeah.
Because if that was his goal, then he may as well just stay on Earth and be like, right, I'm going to go and get rid of Saddam Hussein or Colonel Gaddafi or
No, but that's human problems, isn't it?
Gaddafi.
He has
Doesn't
the
he only take
universe.
care of like alien problems?
No, he don't about all things. Well, he doesn't interfere in history. Well,
What
it's
about
just-
Hitler then?
Exactly. Well, actually, no. I think Hitler. Well, he did. No, do you remember the episode where he
Yeah,
where he
let's
gets
kill
locked in the
Hitler.
when he gets locked in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, yeah.
this is an interesting audiobook I've not listened to. In there's a good audiobook with a different version of the Doctor, and it's set in the 1930s in Germany, and there's a fascist party, but it's the Cybermen. So it's not a swastika. It's so it looks interesting.
Yeah, but like that one with Davros. They had to get rid of the Iron Cross on his assistants.
Yeah, neither wears
Yeah.
the Iron Cross.
Well, like they've done that.
Yeah, well, all villains are sort of inspired by the Nazis because they're sort
Yeah.
of iconic.
Well,
you know.
But, like-
Daleks, yeah.
Well, Daleks, the Empire, stormtroopers, the way they all march, the rank structure, the uniforms. Grand Moff Tarkin's
Yeah,
uniform is
even the
massively
Nazis were
inspired
just
by
bad
the
guys.
Nazis.
Oh, here we go.
Continuing it. What was so all villains are loosely based on the Nazis in some way.
Even the Nazis were just easily Nazi bad guys.
Yeah, well, it's sort of
Like
it's
the
just
skull and bones.
yeah, the
like,
uniform.
well, come on, man.
yeah, but as I said, the Empire, all the officers dress in similar uniforms to the Wehrmacht.
Like, if you're gonna be good guys, don't wear skull and bones.
well,
It's
just
a bit like
well, they were called death heads. I don't know. This is not a
Well, it
podcast
was-
about Nazism.
It was before.
This is rapidly becoming a podcast about Nazism.
The skulls were way before the Nazis.
Yeah, well,
in Germany.
yes, the schools have existed before Nazis. but
No, as in on the uniform.
I didn't know that actually. Anyway, let's bring it back to Doctor Who.
So overall, like,
I thought it was a good episode.
you
It
thought it was a
fine.
good
Did you actively
right,
not enjoy it?
Right, range all the episodes from worst to best. Right
Of this
now.
series?
Yeah, this-
Right. Well, let me go on. Not WhatsApp thingy. What's it called?
Well, I was literally thinking about it as if we were going to do this.
Well,
I
'cause-
think it goes Robot Invasion. What was this one called?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm finding
This
it.
this
But, like-
one, and then Lux and the Well. Oh no, wait, where does the? I think the goblin, not the goblin, the one with the monsters and Ruby. That goes.
Lucky. Right. So the best
above
one
them.
is the Well,
Yeah, the Well is the best one.
followed by Lux,
Yeah, I agree.
followed by Lucky Day,
I agree.
followed by the story and the engine. That's the
Yeah,
episode
I
5.
agree.
And the least good one is the Robot Revolution.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, I think it's just getting better and better. But I didn't. So of the
No.
series 1.
Uh-huh.
No. I mean generally on the. It's just
Oh,
the
yeah.
episode.
Yeah, series 1 was like bad. Series 1 was just bad though.
No.
It was.
No.
Overall, it was bad.
No, because Boom was good. 73 Yards was good. Dot and Bubble was good. Rogue was good.
There was
Empire
only
of
like
Death
one
was
good scene in Dot and Bubble. The concept could have been better and better explored.
I mean, I
Rogue
really
was
liked
good.
73
Empire
Yards.
of Death was good.
Rogue was alright.
The Legend of Ruby Sunday was good. Joy to the
Legend of Ruby
World
Sunday was
Joy
not
to the
good.
World was rubbish. What?
The last 2 episodes were so bad.
You know, Joy to the World was written by Stephen Moffat.
Didn't.
I didn't
Okay.
watch I didn't watch.
Well, it wasn't bad.
that one.
It was just an episode.
I did like it. Well,
Why?
not like I strongly dislike it. It's just
It was just
I
it was
just-
just an episode.
yeah.
Not all episodes stand out.
I think
Empire
we
of
were a bit
Death.
biased.
Empire of Death was good.
Empire of Death was not. The
Yes,
last
it
2 episodes
was.
were so bad.
Why?
It was just.
What
it
was
was
bad
just
about
such a
them?
letdown.
How?
Like I was with it until they revealed Sutek, and I just didn't care when they showed Sutek. I just didn't care.
well,
I just didn't care.
I was expecting Ruby's mum to actually be
Yeah,
important.
she was nobody.
Not
She was
just-
actually a nobody.
Not the power of it being a mystery.
And how does she make it snow? So that's just happened.
Yeah.
Like it's just stupid.
Yeah.
You can't change my mind. I just didn't enjoy
I
it.
think you're being overly negative about it.
I think you're overly positive.
I'm not being
about
overly
it.
positive.
I think
It wasn't bad. It was not a bad thing to watch. It did not make me think, oh, that was shit. I've wasted.
It made
40
me
minutes of my
understand why
life.
people aren't watching Doctor Who.
When I go on YouTube and I see things about Doctor Who, it's basically just video after video of people saying, "Oh, Doctor Who's not."
Yeah,
to be right.
the guys that I've seen,
They
don't like anything.
Is down.
They don't like the well.
viewership is down, and the
Viewership doesn't matter.
the reason
yeah.
why viewership is down is because that is a general problem with all televised television.
Yeah, but if they check streaming and that, no.
It's still fine on streaming, but it's still lower because people don't watch things made by the BBC as much anymore as a thing. So that's not why viewership is down. It's just because people don't watch what's it called, terrestrial television anymore. People just stream things. Actually,
No, I agree with you.
Shitbag.
If you asked me, I would have said the same thing. I mean, it's still worse than like, still like worse than Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, but I think the quality of the episode is not as good. But also, you have to understand that you're an older person, and it doesn't matter what they do, you'd be disappointed by it. The fact that it is not as it was, you will be disappointed by.
No, because I enjoyed a few. I enjoyed a few of the series 1 episodes, and I've enjoyed a lot more of these episodes. And it is getting better. It is getting better. There have been a lot more good episodes, and I have a lot more hope this season than last season. But last season was still overall just bad.
No, it wasn't just bad. It wasn't.
No, what is your take?
I didn't really. It obviously isn't as good as it was, but like
You're trying to be safe.
Say
Say
what
you think.
I am saying what I think in a sense, but like, you can't get it as good as it was.
Series 13.
That's just a different era.
Series 13, Series 12, and Series 11. No, not Series 11. Series 11 was fine. Series 12 and Series 13 are bad series. They are bad. That's a specific timeless child thing. And that is not in the same category as that.
Yeah.
It is not in the same category.
No, it's not in the same category, but it's still, last season was still like...
It's just fine.
It's like on the verge of like, it's just, I don't want to call it like good or, it's not good.
It's okay, it was just okay.
I don't think it was okay either, because
Did you not enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Exactly.
No, I'm thinking. Don't put words in my mouth. Jeez.
Did you actively not enjoy it as a series?
But like, I enjoyed it because it was bad though. But like, I was a little bit annoyed though afterwards. It wasn't what I wanted. I wanted something interesting.
It can't.
And something good.
But it won't be what
wasn't.
It won't be what you want. It won't be what you want.
No,
Exactly,
but Ruby's mother was a bloody nobody. Like. Actually,
what would you have done? Like, what should
anything else?
Exactly. You're not saying it. You're just saying, "Oh, it was disappointing. Oh, it wasn't as good as it used to be." You're not saying.
I'm not writing the bloody show, Samuel.
The point I'm making is, it doesn't matter what they'll do. You'll be disappointed with it. We all will.
No. What? No.
Yeah, but no, he is right, because it wouldn't be as good as it was.
Exactly.
No, no. If it was good, no, it just wasn't good though. The finale was not good.
I'm not saying back there. I'm saying further back.
You could still make a good show.
Yeah, but what we're saying is, you will not enjoy it nearly as much as the older episodes. It doesn't matter what they can do it in any way. You will not enjoy it as series 1 through to.
Because it's just a different feeling.
Series
the
1
old
through.
Yeah, but there's like no.
1 through 10.
This season, like, it's.
I mean, even then, like, Series 10 is really poorly regarded. Peter Capaldi's last series.
I mean, I liked it. I actually liked Series
I think
10.
it is sort of weak, but I enjoyed it. But it doesn't matter what they'll do. Everyone will be disappointed with it, because that's just the culture we live in, and also because people are getting old. It's like Star Wars and the prequels. The prequels have aged quite well. When they first came out, everybody hated them because they're different and because people have got on older, and it's not the same as it was when they were 8. And you just have to accept that in terms of, with these popular culture things. It doesn't matter what they do, it will be disappointing because it's not David Tennant.
No, I disagree completely. I know, because if you look at Matt Smith's first introduction, and you look at You look at the goblin, the bloody goblins. It's so contrast because Matt Smith's one is so good. It's so good. The music's so good. The plot's so good. It's like it's just great. And then you've got that one. It's just like it's all right. And then season 1, episode 1 with the babies. It's like it's not a first episode, is it? It's not really an introduction, is it? Like it's okay, but like
I mean,
it's like it's not.
21 minutes, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Goblin one wasn't good because they didn't introduce him directly,
Yeah.
but like they needed to introduce a new audience to Doctor Who.
It is a reboot. I think you can't
Yeah.
you can't understand.
No, but it was still bad. It was still bad introduction.
I don't really agree with you. I enjoyed it as an episode.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but like,
I like the TARDIS. I thought the song is just different, and you have to modify your expectations. But it's so different.
Right. So right, I gotta like it because it's bad.
No,
Oh,
I'm saying you
shut
have
up.
to understand that it's going to be incredibly different from how it's been because it's a It's like right. So if you
I'm
look
okay with that, but it's still not.
No,
Season 1 is still
you
not
can,
on
you
par
can dislike
with
it.
anything else.
You can dislike it, but like if you look at the difference in tone from classic Doctor Who to new Doctor Who, that level of shift is basically what's happened again, to an extent. You know, if you look at the quality and the writing of classic episodes of Doctor Who, it's very different, not better, not worse, to new Doctor Who, which is, you know, over now. That's an era of Doctor Who that's over.
is that what I was trying to say?
Yeah, maybe you're right, but like I still can't see how Space Babies is a good like first opener,
No, it wasn't a great first note.
Well, we're not saying
or how Goblins was a great first
You just have
opener,
again. You just
I'm
have
not
to
saying-
modify.
or how that was a good finale. It just wasn't a good finale either.
Well, I don't agree with that. I enjoyed
I
it.
still don't like the finale
I mean,
'Cause
I wouldn't say it's
because
good.
it just takes too much. Like, oh, okay, I'll accept that. Oh, okay, I'll accept that. It takes too much of that, and then it just like it has all this build up. I was excited for who Ruby's mother was, and she's a nobody. And
That
it's
was
like,
a letdown.
and Sutek just comes out of nowhere. He's been on the TARDIS forever. It's like, oh, okay.
What the difficulty is? It's hard to build something up from episode.
They had a whole
1,
they had the whole 8 episodes.
but it's still difficult to build something up. Like
They built her mother up all right. I was excited for that. When the big poof
Yeah.
of smoke came in, I was like, oh, what is this? This is interesting.
Is it going to be a mum?
but the smoke was
Smoke was
Sutek.
yes, but when I saw it was Sutek, I was like, oh, it was just a bit of a letdown.
Well, the difficulty
He
is
didn't really do much either.
you can't. It's really difficult to build things because you go from Jodie Whittaker and the whole thing of her series was the Flux. Do you remember what that was?
That was
The
that was
Flux.
series 13.
Yeah, basically a load of the universe gets destroyed,
Yeah.
and the timeless child thing.
Oh.
And that's the thing. So you can't build up continuity from that really. You can't have something going from that point to that point. Like with Russell T Davis, obviously he had 4 series basically to tease out the whole thing about the Time Lords. You've got the Time Lords being mentioned in every series in some respect, and then Gallifrey appears. Then with Stephen Moffat, you've got hang on. Let me just try and find it. You know, you've got stuff about Amy building up through it, the crack in the wall. You know, you've got from series 5, Matt Smith's first series, to series 6.
I mean, the thing building up is Mrs. Flood.
Yeah, like you've got so to.
And that, you know, when I saw
I-
Mrs. Flood, I was like, oh, look, it's Mrs. I was like, oh, look, Mrs. Flood. I was like, oh, yeah.
And it's also the fact that they couldn't get back to the Earth.
You can get rid of this.
You
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
really
So he's
It
gone
is
from
building
that,
up.
so he's building he's doing a whole new thing
I'm
now.
fine with I like the no getting back to Earth, but I'm just afraid that it's just going to be a nothing like a fucking mum.
I don't think so. I mean, I admit the mum is
Oh,
a
we'll
weak
find
character.
out. Oh.
But, I mean, yeah, I think you're right about the mum, but it's just a woman, and I do remember thinking about that. It's like, but then why did Sutek care so much?
Yeah,
Because
why
he-
did Sutek
Because
care
in
so
a
much?
recording he couldn't actually see who the mum's face was, and then so there are
Because
weaknesses in
It
it.
should have been important.
There are weaknesses in it, but you have to. It's also got to be more broad appeal and less focused on the lore, I guess. Anyway, what time are we on?